Take a deep dive.
The Rabbit Hole
Podcast.
So Chupacabra, This is it's part 2, boys. Let's go.
It's part 2.
Welcome to the Rabbit Hole Podcast. My name is Nerocool. I'm not the host, but fucking whatever. I'll take it from here.
Am I a host?
Since
Since was I a host? I don't have to start every single episode.
You're
you know?
recording.
If you guys can figure out a better opening than I can, then fucking go for it.
Exactly. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Rabbit Hole Podcast. This time I didn't go.
Welcome to the.
Welcome to the Rabbit Hole Podcast.
Right now, I feel like you're fucking high. You sound like you just done a whole fucking.
As you can tell, all of our energy's been sucked out. Speaking of other things that are sucking out, well, we're talking about chupacabras today.
Talking about the chupacabra. Speaking of things that are sucking, ladies and beans, it's El Chupacabra.
Remori. Oh,
we're joined by the RemoriDesu, Nerocool, MrMacoLive, FazeTheFoxBean, RusticII, and LynxParadox.
Remori.
He's not denying it. He's just laying back. He's like, yeah.
No. Yeah. Speaking of things that are sucking, and Remori just goes, me.
Me.
Like, oh my god.
Well, when we last left the story of the Chupacabra,
Oh well.
we had just been telling some stories as we were getting into the deep dive as we were. Last story that we said, just to give a refresher, was this one right here. That's quote. Back in the U.S., a Maine resident found what was described as an evil-looking animal that had fangs alongside the road. It was allegedly hit by a car, and many photos were taken before it was confirmed to be heavily canine in appearance. Canine. Canine. Yeah. Sorry.
Canine?
Canine? I was like, wait, it's canine. Canine. I saw the 9. I was like, wait, that's canine. In appearance, it was agreed that it was some form of chow or acta. What the fuck? Bred animal.
Dog.
Yeah, it's some sort of goddamn dog. All right. Although nobody could ever confirm what kind of creature it was. Rest assured, though, it carried the hallmarks of something unique and something very few people have ever recognized. So do you think all the way up in fucking Maine they had a fucking chupacabra?
Hell yeah. Why wouldn't they? Everyone gets chupacabras.
Everyone?
Get all your goats.
You get a chupacabra.
Everybody
get a goat sucker.
Everybody gets a goat sucker. Just look at Remori over.
Hello.
He goes, hello.
Wait, just look at Lynx. I mean, he's not a goat. You're a llama. No.
That was a stretch.
That was a stretch.
I mean, usually they both have a blue eye, but
still four-legged animals.
Oh my god. From blue eye to blue balls, real quick.
But another popular story of the mid-2000s came from May of 2007, when reports of Boyaca, Colombia appeared. These showed more than 300 sheep wiped out and eventually a captured specimen to be analyzed by zoologists. However, nothing ever came of this analysis, and the case was rather strangely never followed up. So the question is, what the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah,
What the fuck wiped out 300 sheep?
What?
More than 300 sheep. I didn't expect the New Zealander to be there.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh my god.
An entire mountainside of sheep. Just obliterated.
Oh my god. Have you seen the video of the sheep that's got its head stuck in a fence on the side of a mountain?
Oh my god.
And there's like hikers come along and free it, and then it trips and falls and starts rolling.
No!
Oh, it's so R.I.P. sad. sheep.
That's what that,
It's so
So
sad.
there was a I saw a different one
that's what
where
that fluffy
they
bastard gets.
they took a sheep and got it out of a ditch and it jumped back into the fucking ditch.
Yeah, it jumps back into the ditch.
He's like, fuck you, I like it over here.
Thank you. Actually, the world out here sucks. And just jumps back in. It's CP we were talking about. You leave the room, but then you want to go back into the room. Little did we know that's what the sheep was
That's
doing.
what the sheep was doing. Either like it's when you're drowning and then someone saves you from drowning and is like, and you instantly jump back into the water.
No, I was
Head
happy there.
first.
Thank you.
I was happy there, thank you. But in August of the same year, 3 animals were found in Texas with rather unique remains. Whilst written off as a gray fox, which was suffering from a major case of the mange, others from the Biology Research Unit at the Texas State University of San Marcos, goddammit, stated that it was more than likely some form of coyote. New skin samples were taken to try to find out the hair loss, but nothing definitive was proven. So,
As always.
it saw Lynx's blue balls,
Oh, well.
hair stand up on end, and
Get off his fucking case, please. Fucking hell.
this is why you can't get a woman.
Why? Why?
That's fucked up.
Oh my
God damn.
god.
I can't get a woman because I stop bullies. Well, fuck you. I'll stay single.
I'm not bullying.
It was uncalled for.
Yeah. I bully everyone equally, okay? The amount of torture that I give Lynx is the same amount of torture that I give Remori, and the same torture that I give the rest of you. Phase is just harder
Don't get tortured.
because I
am
can't figure
harder.
out Phase's weaknesses. You're hard.
That's it. Yeah.
I said yeah.
I'm as soft as fuck, but
And
hey.
I would expect the same thing towards me as Rusty calls me an idiot. I find that good firing back.
Fucking idiot.
See?
Weak.
I can accept that.
Fuck.
All right.
What if I was to genuinely just come over and be like, you are actually dumb. Like, I'm not even calling you an idiot. You actually have the IQ of a fucking spoon.
You'd probably be correct.
I called someone
be
a Homo
cool-
sapien
Take
today.
that serious.
To be quite honest, you're honestly correct.
I called someone at work a Homo sapien today.
How dare. How dare.
And then he was like, "What's that?" I was like, "My point exactly."
My point? Exactly.
Yikes.
I mean, I don't mean to come off as an asshole. I mean it's just to get a good laugh out of somebody. And most
That
of
was
the time,
funny.
when I fire at you, I expect you to fire back at me. Lynx, all he does is just flip me off. I'm waiting to the point. Listen, I've already told Lynx it's a game, and he knows it's a game. The moment that I piss Lynx off, I win. So, and that's
I said good luck
when I'll stop. Is the moment that I've pissed him off to the point of like, motherfucker, fuck off, you mother, like where he's cussing at me and everything. I want to break.
I've never seen Lynx
Oh,
mad
just get him drunk enough. Trust me,
No, I've had him extremely drunk.
bro. Last
That just
time,
makes me cuss.
last time he was straight up. Every time we do something, he'd go, "Fuck you, Nero. You fucking suck." Everything we did, everything we said to him.
That's great.
I was making fun of him because he froze his psyche once.
Oh, yeah.
He just goes, "Shut the fuck up! I thought you forgot about that, you fucking piece of shit."
How
I was
the
like,
fuck do
"Man."
you freeze alcohol? What the fuck?
I put it in the freezer. That's how I froze
Put
it.
it in the freezer.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Toxic
so
heals?
fucking funny.
Yeah.
It depends on the alcohol. If you have like
Oh.
you could not freeze like rum
Yeah, it depends
or
on the
any kind of hard
alcohol
alcohol. But if it has sugars and stuff in it and things other than alcohol, so say like you put like beer or like cider in the freezer, you could probably freeze them depending on what it is.
Ah, okay.
It was only like
Don't
an
leave a
8% softening.
don't leave a bottle of beer in the freezer too long.
Yeah, it explodes.
It'll
It will
explode.
explode. I have done that with many
A buddy-
cans
a
of
buddy
soda
of mine-
before.
A buddy of mine had a can of beer that he put in the freezer because it was too, like it was like room temperature, and he forgot about it, and the thing exploded. But the thing was frozen, so he had like the beer can in ice with nothing around it, like no can. It was just the beer in a
fuck?
fucking beer can.
It was just
Preserve.
a block of ice of beer,
Yeah,
but the can was just.
yeah, the can was just gone.
It's like one of them MythBusters things, just I would like to have the
so
slow-mo of that
He
can
sent me
just...
pictures. He's like, I put my can in the freezer and went to bed, and I forgot about it. How the fuck did I do that? Just sent me a picture of it.
An early 2008 sighting stated that a province found in the Capaz area of the Philippines was to be believed. It was believed by residents that 8 chickens were butchered.
Wait, that's a weird fucking syntax. In the Capiz area of the Philippines was to be believed. It was believed. What?
Yeah, I'm just reading it as it is. After
That's
the owners witnessed something akin to a dog attacking their creatures. This was left unconfirmed or with no real evidence ever found. To this day, the mystery still remains of what occurred to these
Creates?
As you can tell, the person who wrote this probably didn't spell check it.
Was it feral? Was it a feral wild animal? Or something else? The world may never know.
We're reading like some 5th grader's documentary paper right now. We don't even know it.
To these crates. Okay. To these creatures. Well, as we move forward, do you guys believe any of these stories?
No.
Nah, not really.
I mean,
The Chupacabra has the least actual science anything behind it.
a lot of
all.
them seem like, oh, but we don't know. It must have been a
has the-
coyote.
It has
Yeah.
the most. Yeah, it has the most like cases. But all of them are like, oh yeah, by the way, it's a fucking coyote.
Well, I
Or
looked
fucking,
up
what's
Chupacabra stories, and there's
what's
literally
the-
none online.
What's the dog? The dog, like wild dogs thing. I
What's
forgot.
that dog doing?
What did it called?
What?
I know you're talking about things like
Notes.
skinwalkers, like the stories of skinwalkers. I read
Skinwalkers
this like
is- yeah.
massive Reddit story. Like it was a big fictional story, but
Oh, dingoes.
man,
There you
it
go.
was
That's what
great.
I
It
talking
was
about.
so good.
I was like, I know a lot of wild dogs. I don't know which one to talk about.
Yeah, dingoes.
Well, I can't
They're
wait till we get to our Wendigos episode here in 3 episodes from
That's
now.
the one I'm excited for.
Yeah, that one's planned for 3 episodes from now, because next week I want to go back to a conspiracy theory for dumb fun. You want to learn absolutely nothing? You want a podcast episode that's going to make you even dumber? Next week's episode is going to be fun.
I think every
I
episode
like
is
being
that.
dumb.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
at
Oh,
least
and
It's
now-
just gonna be Marco, no one else.
Now that we
It's just
have our
gonna be
new
me.
group, by the way, we need to also do like Q&A stuff, like how we were trying to do it before with our prior group, but then nobody would actually fucking do it.
yeah,
Wait, what?
We need to
About
actually do
Q&A
those
stuff?
now.
that's true.
Like we did the golfing thing and we never got
Oh,
to actually make
that-
it.
I
We
mean, I don't
did
mind
that
the
We did the board
question
game, that
and
video
didn't
never
wind up
came out.
working. It was like,
2008 was
Yeah.
relatively quiet until August of 2008, when Brandon Riedel found something quite haunting. The Dewitt County deputy found an animal with no real identification possible near Cairo, Texas. It was the size of
in
a
an instant
coyote,
changed.
but with a very long snout and no hair on his body. He's no hair on his body. But
The fuck?
as well
speaking
as
of
a very,
shocking,
as well as very short front legs and very long back legs. It was believed in many of the same species of coyote picked up in the November of 2007 listed above in San Marcos. It was allegedly, according to the TV show Fact or Faked, Paranormal Files, a mix between a wolf and a coyote. So,
a coyote.
just imagine...
The coyote.
Yeah,
Coyote.
yeah, just imagine, say I was a dog-type creature, right? But my front legs
Wait, aren't you?
were short and stubby, and my back legs were like 5 foot tall. So I would just always be in doggy style position.
It's
Aren't you?
it's like a drag car with
base
giant
creature?
wheels.
Aren't you a bitch?
Exactly. Yes.
Oh my god. Nero. I got that, don't worry.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I was thinking about Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels. Anybody ever play
Hot Wheels.
that old Hot
Hot Wheels
Wheels
Unleashed?
PC game?
Hot Wheels
Which
Unleashed
one?
came out recently.
You did?
Like, no, but this was like an old Hot Wheels game. You can make your own tracks and stuff like that. It was really 2D, 3D based.
On the board,
That's what
like
that
on
is,
the
yeah.
computer.
It was, yeah, it was, I ran
think
it on
I
Windows
did.
98.
I think I might
Yeah,
have.
they've brought it back. You can make your own tracks. There's a whole bunch of community stuff. There's a massive like campaign story mode.
Wait, they brought it back?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another one.
That's
They
basically
got
what the
loot
new one
boxes
is.
in it. They got loot boxes in it.
Oh, they have loot boxes. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yo, I'm
Chiaka was playing it on stream the other day.
gonna play my goddamn Hot Wheels. Come on now.
Looks fun.
Fast forward to September 2009. And two events occurred in a quick succession. Wow, what the fuck kind of man?
2 events occurred in a quick succession.
No. It's an two event.
And 2 events.
And 2 events occurred
Remember,
in quick
this is
succession.
Texas.
The first,
Texas.
the first came from a CNN report with an unidentified and most certainly dead animal, with many locals believing it may have in fact been the famous creature itself. However, it was quickly quashed by a local taxidermist who believed that it was a coyote going through a minor genetic mutation. So, every fucking thing we read,
everything that we're reading is all.
But it was a
it's,
coyote.
It's a coyote.
So you thought you were coming here to listen to the Chupacabra second episode? No, it's the
Chupacabra.
coyote.
It's just all coyote. But you know, like the last little point here. Stop talking in an accent.
Sounds really stupid.
The most recent. Well, fine. I'm going right back into it then. The most recent sighting was that of a Texan couple in April of 2014. They claimed to have captured the creature themselves, although it was eventually suggested to be nothing more than a raccoon with a major sorrow. It had the
Optic
motherfucker.
I don't even know where you
The
are
motherfucker
anymore.
has mange. But
He skipped down to the last experience.
But at the same time, it wasn't a raccoon. It wasn't a fucking mange-ridden dog. What it was my ex-wife and her stepsister.
Oh God.
Hairless and ready to fucking
Psychoptic mange.
ready to fuck. Yeah, they had that fucking.
Wait. This entire episode, like everything's like it's a hairless.
It's a coyote. It's a coyote.
It's just a coyote.
Have you
Yeah.
ever seen a hairless bear?
That's terrifying.
They're
Is that also a coyote?
terrifying.
Although many other stories exist out there, these are some of the most commonly viewed and looked into. Hopefully, their varying veracity of changing of style and authenticity will help you see just how many stories out there exist about the Chupacabra. But many different versions exist, of course. But it's important to remember that many of the stories out there come from local ideas and eyewitness reports only. And most of it is all just made up bullshit and that they try to bring up and to say that it's a... The people keep getting shot down when they're trying to let their imagination run wild with the Chupacabra. It could be just a imaginary creature. It could possibly also be one of those creatures that jump through time. You know, some of those creatures that are able to go in between separate universes or parallel universes in a split second, and then in that moment they will be able to be in our universe and be able to see what all is going on, to kill, to hunt, to eat, and then as they pass through time again, go back into their universe. This is why a lot of people say that the orbs and stuff like that, from like ghostly orbs, is nothing more than another person in another parallel universe in that same exact room, but not a spiritual identity. It's all when these... like Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters and all that fun stuff, what they're looking into is not ghosts of the past. They're looking into parallel universes of themselves.
Mako, you fucking lost me. What
By
the
way, Mako,
fuck?
to quote what you just said, what the fuck is happening?
Excuse me?
Went from
What?
Chupacabras to now parallel universe.
This fucking
Man.
this whole Chupacabra thing is
Mako's
just
on a
dumb.
different entire fucking ball game. Jesus fucking Christ.
What the fuck?
I was giving my theory, okay?
That means pelican, by the way. Fucking hell.
Like, huh?
Oh, by the way, I love how like this is the most chill episode of podcast ever. Maury's laying back, I'm laying back, Lynx is laying on his ass. Fucking face
It's
is just
good now
laying
because
there.
I got feet.
I'm laying on my fucking
Oh,
laying down
I
in
got
the
my
chair.
feet.
flag.
Am I not allowed to go into a rambling state of what I believe is actually an
Sure.
existence of
You
non-existence?
should
Or...
do it.
No, because
Sure,
you're a
if you,
madman.
sure,
I'd say
but if
do
you do
more
it,
of it.
Just
we will question you.
Mako, give us a fucking segue, not a fucking ramble.
I mean, it's fine if you ramble, but just be warned, you will get questioned.
But,
'cause
like-
I have no fucking clue what you just talked about.
Mako,
Okay,
like literally, you dumped so much information so fast. I wish I could replay
When you speak with
and
your accent, you
rewatch your
speak so
train of thought
fucking quick.
fucking crash.
When you try to
Train
when you go
going
with
off
your
the
accent,
rails,
you
baby.
just speak so goddamn quick. I was just there, just
I
Mako.
found my track and then my brain was just spit out words.
You
Spit out
didn't
words.
start. You didn't
Spit
start
out-
into Abe, right?
No, not yet.
But speaking of rambling, let's now listen to the rambling of the word Abe and why they're literally going to decipher it into fucking science.
Animalist biological entity. So, actually, that kind of segues well because it's also going into the same kind of thing of what I was just rambling about. But
Yep.
a popular term these days for a creature that is that of an anomalous biological entity.
It's SCP.
And this is typically a creature of which we know little or nothing about. To
SCP.
conspiracy buffs, this is more or less the perfect description of what the Chupacabra is. Something the government can't tell us about. Those who believe this line of thinking tend to also believe that the public are sold a joke line to try and prevent any kind of panic about unknown animals and threats.
SCP.
SCP.
Yep. Let's replace the
Phrase-
word Abe with
Listen.
SCP.
Panic that fucking chupacabras exist.
After next week's episode, we'll go back to SCP's Part 3. Okay? So you'll
If
be able
we
to
do-
get your...
Well,
If we do SCP, we're just gonna be going SCPs for like the next 10 years.
Yeah, there's
That's
gonna be an SCP
Oh, yeah.
episode like after like every. We also gotta do a serial killer sometime this month.
oh god, there's a global warming theory on the Chupacabra. What?
Yes.
We
How
should
the
be in the
fuck
other
does that
set.
even
The fucking
correlate?
Halloween. We should be in the Halloween set. Oh, well, we'll be in
We
that.
haven't
next
done
week, I guess.
scary
We'll be
stuff
there
yet.
next
We're
week.
just talking
Yeah.
about a dog that everyone thinks is sucking de blood.
Sucker their blood.
Bleh, bleh, bleh.
I mean, next week. Next week is not that scary. It's really fucking stupid. It's about the moon being hollow. We'll get into that next week.
Yo, you know
Um,
what I want to talk about?
Mm.
This is October. I want to talk about Vlad the Impaler.
Oh god. Oh god.
That could be our heavy hitter this for this
Oh
month.
god. I don't know if there's an hour of information on him, but
No,
oh god, the
there's-
information there is on him is gross.
No, there's about at least 2 or 3 episodes of information about him.
Oh really? Oh
Yes.
god.
Yeah,
We're going to tell.
Oh lord.
Well, that's fine. And then here is your mission. Because I will do some research myself. Do all the research you can and find every pinpoint that you guys can within the next couple of weeks. 2 episodes from now, after the SCP's episode, we begin our heavy hitter as we tell the full story of the life of
Oh
Dracula,
god. Dracula.
Vlad.
Blah blah blah.
the Imperator. Yes.
The only stuff
Blade,
I know
blade.
about him is literally just from Helsing and from Castlevania. Those are my only sources
Fair
of
enough.
information.
I came here for fucking Alucard, not Dracula.
Yo, you know how long it took me to realize that Alucard was just Dracula backwards?
Oh my god.
It is.
I was like 15.
Yeah.
I was like
I
15
never knew
so
that.
Wait,
I never thought about that.
But he's like, oh yeah,
Not
by the way,
once.
did you know that Alucard's
Oh my
Dracula
God.
backward? I was like, wait, what?
That's his. That's Alucard is
Oh.
just Dracula backwards. He's
I
Dracula.
never even thought about that.
Spoiler for a game that came out 60 years ago.
I mean, it's not much of a spoiler.
Well, Phase, would you like to take over for all about with the Abe research here?
Yes. However, one popular name within the world of Abe research, George Martin, believes that there is more to this than meets the eye.
Oh my god.
Speaking about the idea of Abes, he mentioned that blood tests have been done on a confirmed kill of the creature and that it holds no resemblance to ourselves or any other animal we know about. While his claims can't be backed up, he states that the blood supposedly contained traces of magnesium, phosphorus, and calcium, which is totally incompatible with our own blood, as they are simply too high in level to be associated with us. He says that...
Wait, when you read the freaking within the world of Abe research, a name in the world of Abe research was like Harambe.
Except for Harambe, boys. Let's go.
Harambe's an STP.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No.
He says that...
Never died. The
We're gonna
government's
come
just
up with
hiding
our
them
next
from
own
us.
SCP next episode. When next SCP episode, we come up with our own SCPs.
We have to come up with our own SCP.
Oh, God.
No.
Funny as shit.
He says the sample is like nothing we knew of... What? He says
Know
that
of
the
on the
sample is
planet.
like nothing we
Shooty
know
railed
of
phase over
on this
here.
planet. So what could it actually be? Read this message here. Click. Well, that was a mistake. Marcus Loth. Marcus Loth is a writer with a love for UFO. What did they just send me to?
There's like 9 pop-up pages that just
I'm
shoot
just
up.
gonna keep going over
Over
it.
an old website from the back
Yep.
from back in the day, no longer with us. No longer with us. Thanks to the power of archives, though, we can access this website. The information found here is certainly very interesting. It supposedly shows schwoes. The discovery of a dead hand found in Nicaragua. Schwoes. That's right. Well, that's gonna be today. That's gonna be the title of this episode. Welcome to the Schwo. Which supposedly is a real life chupacabra. Chupacabra, being in Nicaragua, breaks many of the traditional stories about it. I hate saying that place because it almost sounds like I'm saying something else.
Yeah.
But it actually is the first image to have appeared that shows us something far different to anything to do with dogs, coyotes, or anything of that nature. According to
Coyotes, please.
according
Every time you say coyotes, it just triggers me.
Yeah.
Coyotes.
I'm gonna say coyotes from now on,
Don't you fucking dare.
just to piss these
Do it.
motherfuckers off.
Every time you
Do
say
it.
coyote,
I got a southern accent, you motherfuckers. It's coyote
I've
to me,
always
okay?
pronounced it coyote.
Every time you say
I've always
coyotes, I'm gonna just go.
I've literally always pronounced it coyote. Always.
Yeah,
It is coyote.
Yeah.
No, coyote.
it's coyote.
Coyote Peterson.
Yeah, I know.
Then why are they getting mad at
He's saying coyote. That's a coyote. Coyote.
Yeah, I know. It says coyote, but it's coyote.
Coyote. What? Anyway, according to the people who worked on it, specialists found that it is very different to anything we could have expected to be found. It seemingly had soft skin akin. I thought that said skin twice. Had soft skin akin to that of a bat. Massive claws and fangs, I'm assuming it meant, and a large crest across the vertebrae. They can spell vertebrae, but they scuffed the word show and made it shwo.
Shwo.
While this story is quite hard to find any additional leads on, we'll keep searching and be sure to give you further details about what the experts hope to have found back in Leon in 2000.
But then, you know, we still burn natural fuels. That leads us
Oh my
into the
God.
global warming theory.
I'm going to bed.
Put me in the bed. Right.
Remori, since you're probably one of the hottest places of the year, would you like to try us out
He
here?
called you hot.
I'm hot.
Well, the deserts
You are
of
one of the
Australia are pretty fucking
You're
hot.
one of the hottest places in the world right now, Remori. Everyone wants to take a trip to you.
Are you coming on to him?
It's why we're setting up
He's a
Airbnbs.
proud new house owner. Shut the hell up.
What am I doing? I forgot.
Do you want to talk about global warming theory?
You want to talk about the
'Cause
global
that's the
warming
next
theory?
topic.
'Cause
On
we're
Chupacabras, we're now talking about
the
global warming.
warming theory. It's
I don't even want to know how these are going to correlate, but it's going to somehow work, I guess.
it's somehow probably going to make us even dumber than what we were before.
Every time we do one of these, I feel like I lose IQ points.
Yeah.
You're really going to hate next episode.
I just start reading through these articles, and they're like, I know what caused the Chupacabra that can suck blood out of animals. The world went up a degree. Fuck the sun. It's like, what? What?
Fuck the side.
What?
I went into the wrong hole.
Oh no.
Came
you got
outside
in
and
the butt?
all my
That's
animals were dead. Chupacabra.
Wait, what? Wait, what? You went into a hole of dead animal? I'm fucking confused. What the fuck?
Face is face palming.
Anything can happen to cause a chupacabra, so I went into the wrong hole.
You fucked the dead animal.
Fucked her like an animal.
Accidentally sucked too hard. Chupacabra. I want to know if that's ever been said when someone was giving someone else a head, like brain,
Someone giving her
and literally they just
someone
went,
else had.
"Oh my god, El Chupacabra!"
Hell, chupacabra.
I want to know so bad if someone had said that.
Wait, oh my
Oh,
god. Wait. You know what I mean? It's like when you come, but you keep sucking.
El Chupacabra.
You just start getting surrounded by fucking chupacabra.
Oh god.
Look down one moment, it's them. Look down the next moment, it's a Chupacabra. You're like, wait.
Wait.
Hey, wait. Oh, fucking.
Richter, damn near sent her to the hospital.
Oh my god.
We're never gonna finish this
Oh,
episode. By the way.
global warming theory, Remori.
Yeah, the global warming theory. Where you at? It's getting hot in here. Why?
Global warming.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Global warming.
Do you have the article
It's hot.
open?
I don't think he
Shit's
knows.
hot.
I don't think he
Hold
knows
on a
where we're
second.
at.
Well,
Fuck.
you skipped a whole bunch of the stories, and so I got really confused for a while too.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you know, they were all just becoming the same goddamn thing over and over again. So fuck that.
Excuse me.
Have you found it? If not, let me know and I'll just start going.
Continue, face.
The global warming theory. One of the more horrible theories, got it, because it's stupid. Arguably worse than the Chupacabra itself, is a theory put forward by Benjamin Radford. The actual reason for creatures appearing in many parts of the world in the last few decades has been because of global warming.
All right, can
As the planet, huh?
real quick. Benjamin Radford. I can just imagine this dude.
Shorty
He's
did.
he's in the middle of fucking Texas or wherever, high as fuck on the craziest amount of LSD that he's ever took in his life, and then he's looking up here. He's watching those YouTube videos of conspiracy theories and stuff to kind of scare him, to kind of trip him out a little bit, right? And then he hears the word chupacabra, and then he hears a president talking about global warming.
He's like,
Puts them
damn,
both
they're
together.
correlated.
And he was like, I got the best idea.
Yeah. That makes
His
sense.
friends just see him go. Mako, just
You
see him
can
go. Oh, I got the best idea.
No, like, he does the light, and there's just a light bulb. And just,
He's Thomas. He's Theodore Roosevelt running out with shocked by lightning. I know what to do.
he's shocked by light, and as soon as he's shot, global
ever
warming
played-
causes chupacabras.
Have you ever played Conquer Bad for Days or Conquer Live and Reload?
Yeah, I've heard of
When
it.
you get under like the B button sign, it goes.
Sounds about right.
Fucking thing.
Okay.
As the planet heats up, many creatures are dealing with horrible cases of the mange. In parts of the world where things are getting worse and causing animals which we don't actively look after on our own to suffer and cope with the horrible world we are shaping for them. Oh God.
This chilling theory. Read here.
Read here.
We're not redacted.
Isn't one
I'm
of
gonna
those?
click it. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing.
It's one for those of a conspiracy minded, but it has a lot of weight behind it. At least in terms of logic. Over the last few decades, we've seen a major shift in the amount of monsters sighting in parts of North and Central America, especially in the Southwest, where things tend to be at their sunniest on the continent.
I found the article.
People are suffering from fucking heat stroke or some shit like that.
It's a chupacabra! Shoot him down!
You found the article?
Yeah, the one that says click here, I found it.
Well, read it. Give us the insight.
You ready to get your brains massaged?
Let's do it.
If you follow cryptozoology and monster news, what? Like I do, and I realize that's a big if. If you know, wow, this guy's English is not good. You know that there has been a huge jump in reported mystery monster findings of both alive and dead animals, especially in North America, over the last 5 years.
Wait, what?
Most of the monsters are hairless, four-legged creatures, Chupacabra, and the vast majority of them appear in the sunny Southwest. What the animals have in common is a bad case of mange. Mange is a parasitic skin infection caused by mites. Sarcoptic mange, a highly contagious form of the disease, can cause hair loss as well as skin welts and crusting. Ew. Because people usually see animals with their full coat of fur. Animals with mange can be very difficult to identify. Most monsters turn out to be mangy raccoons, dogs, and coyotes.
Does that
Make
mean,
a joke before I continue.
Does that mean my crotch has the mange? Because it's always crusty.
Oh my. Anyway.
Oh my God.
God damn it.
Too
That's
much
Norma's
information.
There's
How
a
do
good
I explode? We cut that joke out.
Mako, that's Norma's fault. There's a good ecological reason for the increase in mange report. Global warming. Somehow. Mike Odinchuk, state director for Texas Wildlife Services, explained why wild animals with severe cases of mange are more common in Texas and Southwest than other rural areas. Down here, animals don't die of mange because the temperatures are warm enough. Mange is very common in colder areas. In fact, wolves are getting it in Montana right now, and in the South North Dakota, foxes get it. Up there, it's fatal. So you never see animals with their severe cases that we see in the southern climates here. Because they don't live long enough for the mites to get that bad to cause their hair to fall off. They die of hypothermia first. This piece of the puzzle fits perfectly. Animals, legendary or otherwise, that have lost their fur would be more vulnerable to the elements and therefore live longer and be more likely to be seen in warmer areas. If this is true, then sightings of animals with advanced stages of mange should be reported more often in northern areas as the climate warms. Animals that have lost their fur are more vulnerable to the cold and therefore live longer and be more likely to be seen in warmer areas. Thus, sightings of hairless animals will become more common as the climate warms. At the moment, the only truly effective and medical proven way of stopping the process of hair loss is the reduction of the level of DHT. American Hair Loss Association recommends finasteride and they gave me a site, as a drug for all patients interested in the treatment of male pattern baldness. Because that's what we're talking about. Chupacabras to male pattern baldness.
This went from the
Finasteride
chupacabra right to a fucking commercial
We're
about
almost
you
done.
losing your hair.
We're almost done.
They're talking about
Finasteride.
mange and hair loss in fucking the north. Imagine if fucking the Wendigo was just a deer with fucking mange.
Finasteride was developed by the company Merck as a drug for the treatment of enlarged prostate. Human trials that engage the patterns.
Okay, hey, I think we're done with that
patients
article.
With prostate issues discovered such an intriguing adverse effects as an enhanced hair growth. And of course, in order for someone to identify, rightly or wrongly, a strange animal as a chupacabra, because that's how we're coming full circle here, there must be a pre-existing knowledge of the beast. The Hispanic and Latin American culture influences in Texas are strong than in most other states, because again, English is bad. So the average Texan, especially one working on a rural ranch, is far more likely to be aware of the Chupacabra than the average New Yorker or Oregonian. Hey, don't you fucking talk about me. I discuss this subject in depth in my upcoming book, Tracking the Vampire, Fact, Fiction, and Folklore of the Chupacabra.
We don't need a segue into somebody's book.
That is the end of the article. And now
about
back to
Chupacabras,
global
tracking the
warming.
vampire. What? Male pattern baldness?
No,
What the fuck?
Chupacabras are called the vampires of the animal kingdom.
Welcome to the Rabbit Hole Podcast, ladies and beans. My name is Mr. Mako. This is the whole thing's just
This
been a
episode's
dream.
fucked.
We are
Where's the last one?
We're here to
Fucking
talk about prostate enlargeners, and now it causes hair increase, and
Hair
that somehow has
increase.
to do with the chupacabras.
if you stick things up your
Don't
ass,
ask.
you will gain more hair.
I love that phase.
Proven
I
fact.
love that phase went like this to get in camera frame, but the camera straight up like
I
this.
know.
Every
straight
I
up already
forget because I
understand.
have my window open that I'm reading the article out of, and so I'm leaning past it
Past
like,
the
"Hi,
window, like hi, like he can't see you.
hi, guy."
The main reason for this is because of the large numbers of mange in the region. Given the mange is a deeply
call it mangy now.
parasitic condition that
Yo, you
causes
realize that
animals to.
the next paragraph is straight up just a recap of what phase just
Is
went.
it?
Yeah, is it really? To look at something as akin to a chupacabra is supposed to, blah, 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 blah. But the vast
Just read
majority of these
similar
monsters
legends.
tend to turn out to be nothing more than a damaged creature from across the world. Weakened heavily by their own conditions, for many experts, the increase in the reports of mangy. God damn it! Mangy
phase.
animals is because of global warming. This is
No, say
because
mangy.
animals are dying later in the sunnier parts of the continent because they don't die from hypothermia first. Yeah, you literally what you literally just said. But whilst
careful,
this is
mangy
quite a
guys.
hard one to follow with, it does make sense. Animals die quicker in the cold. The vast majority of sightings of animals like the chupacabra are spotted in the Americas where the weather is mostly excellent. The truth? It could be, for sure. But there
Mostly excellent. That's what the fuck ever. The whole West Coast is on fire.
yeah, the whole West Coast is on fire. I actually had pretty
Meanwhile,
decent
it was
weather
minus
sometimes.
3 degrees.
I know.
this
I like
morning.
Kentucky's weather.
Kentucky weather's actually pretty decent.
You get a lot of snow though, don't you?
Sometimes it's all depending. Sometimes
Yeah,
we'll have
okay.
we'll,
That's
we'll
sorta
have
like
winters
where
where
we
we'll have maybe 1 or 2 snowstorms, and then we'll have winters where we're stuck in our house for over 2 weeks because of a trapped.
That'd be so tragic.
But
I love it.
But there are similar
Tragic.
legends, like one animal which quite regularly gets brought to the table as a counterweight to the chupacabra is that of a singbin in the Philippines. Very similar in nature, these creatures have wrongly been spotted in the past as something that people identified and recognized as the chupacabra creature itself. However, other popular and similar creatures that has been that of the pukin.
Okay. They say popular, and then they're saying words I've never seen, and I literally live for this kind of shit.
I think it's
What's up, Puthin?
Pukin, originally found in Chile. These were described as snakes with wings,
How the fuck does that have to do with anything with the fucking chupacabra? What the?
but are typically
going. Keep going.
typically thought to have been mistaken for a vampire bat. These were extremely popular in the region, and they bear the same qualities of sucking blood.
Blah,
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah blah blah.
Eh.
But our
Great man.
conclusion, it's
That's
fake.
bullshit. Yeah.
Our conclusion here, we aren't
Bullshit.
sure what to believe, honestly.
They
As
Gal,
many,
literally
your
say
monster is a
exactly what you
fucking
just
pussy.
said.
as many of the
They literally
sightings,
just sum
Yeah.
up that they don't know.
exactly, as many of the sightings that we looked into sounded flimsy at best. However, some that we discussed had a bit more foundation to them, and thus they seemed a bit more worthwhile looking into. We really cannot decide at the present, however. At this point, the chupacabra is just more or less a great like a great, not a bedtime story, but it's a great campfire story.
Me and Faze were both reading, and then you just went, what?
At this
Like,
point,
where the fuck is he?
well, I have my own things. I have my own things written down
I know.
for our
I know.
own
I just loved it.
conclusion.
Like, I looked over and I just saw Faze do the exact same. What the? What? Like,
I've been doing this.
But there
Entirely
are,
different thing.
But in all reality, the Chupacabra is just nothing more than maybe a myth or folklore, or maybe it could be what I said earlier when I went on to a tangent ramble on how it's just another creature from a parallel universe that sneaks that goes through jumps through time and is able to be in our time of point of preference. It's nothing more than a creature.
Shut up! I'm gonna cut you off before you go fucking rambling again.
Alcatraz means pelican.
Oh, fuck
Okay,
off.
that's fine.
But
Couldn't we all agree that if we were all anthropomorphic creatures, that it would be just much better than being human?
yes,
anything but being human. Let's be honest.
yes.
Humans-
I'd
feel like
rather be a
being dead would be better.
chupacabra sucking on the blade of my enemies than I would be being a man.
All right, can
Blood of your enemies.
we get that sentence can we get that sentence singled out? I'd rather be a chupacabra sucking, and that's all we need. I need that just laid out over there. But
I'd rather be a chupacabra sucking your insides out. Oh, baby.
Faze would rather be a chupacabra sucking a golf ball through a fucking freaking garden hose.
I'm getting so many messages. What is this?
But either way,
Contacting you about yourself.
that's all we have for the chupacabra so far. I mean, hell, this almost made it to another hour. In all honesty, in our conclusion, welcome to the show.
It's a big no.
Whoa.
The show. Global warming is creating the creature. Yes, the hotter it gets, the more I'd like to suck some blood. Honestly, as this is our first episode of October, so we have entered back into Spoopy Month, round 2. We have so many great episodes coming out that I've come up with with basic topics, and then we're just gonna run with it. Next week, the 13th, we'll have an episode dropping that will probably make you dumber. So you might still want to listen to it just for the gags that I want to play in there and have some fun with, but it's really stupid and convoluted. But
Let's be realistic here. If you give me an article that makes me any dumber than I am, I don't think I'm gonna live. I've already reached
we already have the shared
bottom.
brain cell. We don't need to lose it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's like one brain cell like traded across the entire table.
And
Yeah.
And then on the 20th, we have a SCP episode coming out, and on the 27th, part 1, because I know it's going to be more parts than what it is, but part 1 of the vampire himself.
Blah, blah, blah.
I was gonna go with the freaking
Wait,
name of the dude that was writing the freaking prostate article.
What?
Did you say prostate article?
Yeah, the guy was like chasing the vampire. In my book, Chasing the Vampire.
No, prostate. Yeah, okay.
My new book, Chasing the Vampire, the myth, the man, the legend, Dracula, suck all the women.
What?
Okay, Kermit.
You should do,
What the fuck?
you know, with that talent of being able to
Kermit's
do
voice.
Kermit's voice, you should do stuff like kind of like what Devil Artemis does. Have you ever seen Devil Artemis?
No.
I need to show you some stuff from what
Face-
Devil Artemis does.
Faze, can you just yell arson in the Kermit voice?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Arson Show. I'm about to burn your homes down, and then I'm going to beat Miss Piggy inside your rubble.
And can you tell us that you want? Can you
What?
tell us that you want nothing but the big booty bitches and anime titties?
Oh, baby, I'm here for all those big booty bitches and all those anime titties.
Fuck yeah. All right. That's what we need.
All
You
right,
better
and that-
bend over before
and
I
that's
get out
the end of the episode.
That's the
whippersnapper.
end of the episode. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank
Oh,
you all
wait,
so
wait.
much for watching.
I'll get it even darker. It just goes, and then I'll commit suicide.
And then I'll Kermit sewer slide.
Suicide. But thank you all so much for listening and thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to check out all the channels that are listed in down below. You got the LynxParadox, the RusticII, FazeTheFoxBean, Nerocool, and RemoriDesu, and you can find myself at MrMacoLive. You can also check out my other stuff at SwiftLifestyles.com. Use promo code MrMaco, 15% off. But until we see each other next time, everybody, remember to always hell yourselves.
Bye-bye.
See you, beautiful bastards.
Yeah.
And we will keep going to suck the blood.
Yeah.
In
Nice
the-
guy.
No, instead of going, it's just.
What was that? What was the known origin of the that you said last week?
It's Hubba Bubba.
Oh,
It's Hubba Bubba the Gum.
Yeah. I always said hubba bubba gum. And so in my brain, I must have just went.
alright. You know that thing you said about losing brain cells?